Those Mission Impossible scenes are all out of order. Thelma is about a 93-year-old that gets duped by a phone scammer pretending to be her grandson. Then she sets out on a treacherous quest across the city to reclaim what is taken from her. So I didn't know that much about this movie until I saw a trailer for it on Twitter, and I saw that it was getting really good reviews on Rotten Tomatoes, so I'm like, all right, I'm not too busy tonight. Let's go see what it's all about. And I'm happy to report that this is one of my favorite movies of the year. I thought I was coming in for a silly movie about a grandma taking revenge on somebody that scammed her, and it was just going to be that. It was going to be an hour and a half, just be kind of entertained and then leave. This movie is so much more than that. This movie pulls at your heartstrings so much. June Squibb, I'm starting her Oscar campaign right now. I would be so incredibly happy if she gets nominated for an Oscar for her performance in this movie, because it is worthy. It is one of the best performances I've seen this year from a 93-year-old woman. She does an absolutely fantastic job, again, pulling at your heartstrings, bringing out the emotion, portraying this clueless grandma who is also very capable and really does a good job of showing Thelma's complexity as a character. This is, I believe, Richard Roundtree's last role in a film, and it is a really good note for him to go out on. It's just a very fun performance, and again, very deep performance. The messaging in this movie of not being afraid to ask for help and going to assisted living homes and individuality, and still having that when you're older, not wanting to be taken care of all the time and having your family make every single decision for you left and right. The balance of that, what the equilibrium is, this movie does a fantastic job at showing both sides and the benefits and the struggles of it all. It gives a great example of why Ben, the character, needs hearing aids and why he uses them now and isn't afraid to ask for help. It gives a fantastic reasoning for that. And everything with Thelma and Ben is seriously the best story that I have seen in 2024. Thelma and her grandson also have a fantastic dynamic. I love every scene that they're a part of. But where this movie kind of falters is with the parents. They are not good characters. Like, there's one specific scene where they're talking to the assisted living staff that is completely pointless. It does nothing. It just kind of pads the runtime, and it's clearly a scene that's just meant to be funny, and it really isn't. And a lot of it's over the top, and the parents are unrealistically overprotective, in my opinion. But you don't really care by the end of this, because you know what you got yourself into with this movie about 15 minutes in, and how emotionally deep and touching this movie can be for people that have grandmas around that age. And mine aren't up there yet, but once they are, I'll definitely think of this movie a lot. It has great commentary on how we just view people that are in their 80s or 90s or living in assisted living homes. And Thelma and Ben are very self-aware of how they're viewed, and I can't help but imagine how terrible of a feeling that is for you to just be sitting there feeling like you're a liability for your family, and you hear them talking about it to the point where you decide you just don't want to hear, and you can literally turn off your ears because Thelma has hearing aids. There's just so many little moments like that that are so touching and so well done that really make this, like I said, just one of the most emotionally touching and telling stories of the year. This movie is so funny as well. There's so many moments where I just was grinning from ear to ear or just audibly laughing, because this is a realistic movie about a 90-year-old and what an action sequence for a 90-year-old would be. Making sure that you don't fall up the steps, or getting on your computer, or just walking to the post office. That's an action sequence for people in their 90s. The score in this movie never gets old. They use the same kind of theme song during these action sequences, and it works every single time. It's overall just a very good score to put this movie in front of. So all in all, I really enjoyed Thelma. I'd give it a solid 4.5 out of 5 stars over on my Letterboxd. Follow me down there in the description below. And I'll be honest, there's not many movies that I've liked more this year than Thelma. Let me know what you thought of it down in the comments below. If you haven't seen it, please go watch Thelma and then let me know what you think about it down in the comments below. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe as well, and we will see you in the next movie review.